ورتل القرآن ترتيلا.
Assalamu alaikum. In this lesson, we will be covering the rules of stopping. Our learning objectives are: number 1, to recognize the different stop symbols in the Quran. Number 2, to apply the stop symbols correctly. Number 3, to understand what ta marbuta is and its application. And finally, to know how to stop when there is a tanween at the end of a verse. We will look at 3 types of stopping. Number 1, stop symbols in the Quran. Number 2, ta marbuta. And number 3, stopping with a tanween. You may have seen some of these symbols in the Quran, and we will go through each one of them. When you see the small meme sign, it means compulsory stop. So one must stop when seeing this sign because it could change the meaning of the verse. The small jim sign is optional. This means you may stop or carry on depending on one's breath while reading the verse. With the qili sign, it's better to stop. With the silly sign, it's better to carry on. With the small lam alif sign, we should carry on reading. If one does not discontinue reading the verse at this sign, it could change the meaning of the verse. Now with this small sin sign, which is called the sakt, which means short pause, a short pause is done without taking a breath and then continuing. This is not very common in the Quran, so it is read in this particular way. وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقَ. These 3 dots are the symbol of mu'anaqa, and you can stop at one of these 3 dots or the other, but remember we cannot stop at both. So with this following ayah, we can read it in 2 ways. Number 1, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Number 2, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. And then with the letter ta marbuta, it's a special type of ta that appears at the end of certain words. So when we stop at a word with a ta marbuta, we remove the 2 dots and the letter changes into the letter ha with sukoon. So for example, we have the word al-qari'atu, it changes into al-qari'ah. The word bil-akhiratin changes to bil-akhirah. When we stop at a word with a tanween, and if the last letter has a fatatain, we take 1 fatah off. So for example, the word qalilan we read as qalila. For the word khayran we read as khayra. If we stop at a word and the last letter has a kasratain or dammatain, we exchange it for a sukoon. So for example, the word ghadabin becomes ghadab, and the word muhinun becomes muhin. So what have we learned in this lesson? We know the different stop symbols in the Quran. We know how to apply the stop symbols correctly. We know what ta marbuta is and its application. And we know how to stop when there is a tanween at the end of a verse. Hope you have benefited from this lesson. Keep seeking knowledge. Ma'as salama.